Hey there, fellow sports gamblers. It's Steel Picks for you with the 5 best NBA playoff prize picks and underdog free picks for today, May 10th. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Before we get into today's picks, let's do a quick recap of what happened to us yesterday. Cade Cunningham was 5 for 6 from the free throw line, a half point below the 6.5 free throw attempts we said he'd go over. Jared Allen was 4 for 4 with 1 assist at the end of the first quarter, outscoring James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and ended the first half with 11 points and 1 assist, above the 10.5 points, rebounds, and assists we said he'd go under. Tobias Harris scored 21 points to go over the 19.5 points and assists we said he'd go over. LeBron James had 19 points and 8 assists to go just below the 29.5 points and assists we said he'd go over. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 23 points and 9 assists to go under the 36.5 points and assists we said he'd go over. 1 out of 5 is terrible, and I'm not happy at all with the results of yesterday, but let's see if we can't turn things around and get the immaculate ticket today. First up, we have the former league MVP, Joel Embiid, over 16.5 field goal attempts against the New York Knicks. As we can see, for the playoffs, Joel has managed to miss this number only once, game 1 against the New York Knicks. Every other game, he's been able to get over the 16.5 field goal attempts. And in at least 3 of the games, he's actually been in the 20s. As you can see in games 5 and 6 against Boston, 21 and 23, games 4 and 5, and in game 7, where he had 26 field goal attempts. Certainly well within his range of over the 16.5 field goal attempts that we're looking at. And as you can see, with regards to 3-point attempts allowed, the New York Knicks are 22nd out of 30. So certainly think that he's going to have an opportunity to get some shots up. Let's get the minutes he's been playing. As we can see, he's been playing quality minutes in the playoffs, averaging 34.9, high water mark being game 7 in Boston where he had 39.1. But even in his second game, or game 2 against the New York Knicks, the last game he played, he did not play game 3. He had 35 minutes. So certainly going to get some opportunities there. With regards to field goal attempts, as you can see, they are virtually the same as the first graphic that I was showing you. And that against the New York Knicks, he's had 11 game 1, but then rebounded to have 17 in game 2. High water mark being 26 in game 7 against the Boston Celtics. So with regards to the minutes that he's going to play, the sense of urgency the Philadelphia Sixers are going to have to play with, do not want to get swept out of the playoffs. That's an embarrassing look for everyone. I think that Joel Embiid will have his best foot forward, will be extremely aggressive. The New York Knicks will probably have a little bit of a letdown, not trying to take over the game. And Joel Embiid is going to have over 16.5 field goal attempts. As you can see, Prizepicks selects as well as they have him at -119. Next up, we have Jalen Brunson, over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. As you can see in every game, in his last 5 games, he's had over the 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the first half. And in the first 2 games against the Philadelphia 76ers, as you can see, 27 in game 1, 16 and 4 in game 2, 15 and 7 in game 3. Pretty easy, it's looking like. And as we had that stat from before, Jalen Brunson has had, up until the last game, 5 straight games where he had 35 points against the Philadelphia 76ers in the playoffs. I see no reason for this not to continue. Although the Philadelphia Sixers will be playing with a high sense of urgency and wanting to not get embarrassed on their home court. They don't want the season to end like this, so they will be doing all they can. But Jalen Brunson on the other side wants to get rest, wants to move on, knows that anything can happen with regards to injuries, a myriad of other things that can happen. They want to make sure that they put this thing to rest tomorrow, and they are going to get things done. With regards to the minutes that he's been playing, as you can see in the first half, very consistent, 18.8, and pretty much other than games 6-5 against the Hawks and game 1 against the Philadelphia 76ers, been playing about 19 minutes a game. Jalen Brunson has exceeded the 18.5 first half. Points, rebounds, and assists in 4 of the last 5 games versus bottom 2 defenses for assists allowed. That definitely is what the Philadelphia 76ers are, so that qualifies. Jalen Brunson over 18.5 first half points, rebounds, and assists. As you can see, Prizepicks likes this as well, as they have him at minus 119. Next up, his teammate, Karl Anthony Towns, under 2.5 first quarter rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns in the playoffs has not gone over 2.5 rebounds one time. There is no reason to think that he is going to do this in Game 4 against the Philadelphia Sixers, who are playing with absolute desperation. With a front court that should have Joel Embiid back, Andre Drummond, Paul George should be crashing the boards as well. They certainly are going to have their opportunities to do so in front of a very ruckus crowd. I don't think that Karl Anthony Towns is going to be that engaged with regards to trying to get on the glass. He's never really been much of a Mr. Windex guy to begin with. And as you can see, the numbers don't lie. The stats and analytics bear this out. He has had one first quarter rebound in every game of the playoffs but two, that being Game 2 against Atlanta and Game 3 against the Philadelphia Sixers. And in neither of those games did he have 3, which would be over the 2.5 rebounds that we need him to go under. So certainly thinking that's going to work in our favor. As you can see, with regards to first quarter minutes, has not been really playing that many first quarter minutes, honestly. As you can see in this series, it's the Philadelphia 76ers. 5 in Game 1, was in a little bit of foul trouble in that game, which kind of mirrors what that minutes looks like. In Game 2, 7.5. In Game 3, 6.5. So certainly think that he's going to be somewhere in that 6 to 7 minute range. Not going to get the 2.5 rebounds, or excuse me, the over 2.5 rebounds that they're saying. And I like this pick right here. As you can see, Underdog likes it as well, as they have him at minus 109. And as a friendly reminder, when you sign up with BETR using my promo code WINCASH, you'll receive 2 anytime tokens worth up to $100 each. And when you sign up with Novig using my STEELEWINS promo code and spend $5, you'll get a $50 bonus. More cash for betting on playoff props and making money. Good luck to everyone with what we're doing out here. Hopefully you guys are successful. We have Dylan Harper under 14.5 points and rebounds against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a very interesting little stat line. As you can see, he has not done that a whole lot of times. Half the time he's done it, let's put it this way. But a very interesting little point here. He's been under home against Portland, and then went on the road and was over once, was under in Game 4 against Portland, and then in Game 5, he was over at home. Games 1 and 2 against Minnesota, he was over at home. But on the road, he was under. So again, on the road, only one game has he been over the 14.5 points and rebounds. Understanding that Minnesota Timberwolves want to even this series and give themselves an opportunity to win the series. Obviously, going down 3-1 is almost a death sentence. I believe it is somewhere in the 85 to 90 percent range of teams that lose once being down 3-1. That's not a place that Minnesota wants to be, so they will definitely be giving it their full effort to try and make that happen. So I think that Dylan Harper's ability to go over the 14.5 points and rebounds is going to be somewhat limited. But let's take a look at the other analytics that we have here. With regards to minutes being played, you can see in the last 3 games, he's had diminishing minutes. 28.9 in Game 1, and then 22.5 in Game 2, 20.5 in Game 3. So that's a trend that's definitely working in our favor. With regards to field goal attempts, we see the same. 13 in Game 1, down to 10 in Game 2, 6 in Game 3. And with regards to free throw attempts, that has actually gone up a little bit. 3 in Game 1, none in Game 2, and then back up to 6 in Game 3. So if he's able to score some points with no time coming off the clock, that works against us. But I certainly think that Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be up for the challenge. Trying to tie this series up at 2-2, and he will certainly have his hands full with Anthony Edwards on the other end, exerting that much energy on the defensive side. Hopefully will lead to him not getting as many opportunities on the offensive side, and the points and rebounds will be under the 14.5 that we're saying. And as we can see, Prizepicks likes this as well, as they have him at the minus 119. And last but not least, it is the alien Victor Wembanyama over 18.5 field goal attempts. Now, 18.5 field goal attempts. Now, as you can see, he is not made over that in any game in this series. However, I think that he understands that the opportunity to go up 3-1 is huge, monumental with regards to trying to get to the Western Conference Finals. As I was just saying, the percentage when teams are up 3-1 to winning the series is somewhere between 85 and 90%. And he's certainly going to put his best foot forward with regards to making that happen. He's only been over that one time in the playoffs so far, and that was game 1 against Portland. But I think that his services will be needed more in this game 4 than any other game so far, and he's going to be up to the task. With regards to the minutes played, as you can see, his minutes have been pretty consistent at about 30 minutes a game. The last game against Minnesota, game 3, he was at 37 minutes. The high water mark for the series so far has been 40 in game 1. So certainly think that he's going to be out there the majority of the contest. With regards to field goal attempts, you'll be able to see that he's been at roughly 17.5 field goal attempts for the Minnesota series, 17 in game 1, 15 in game 2, and then again 18 in game 3. This will be the game that he goes over that threshold and gets at least 19 field goal attempts and go over that mark. And as you can see, Prizepicks likes this as well, as they have him at the -119. So to recap, we have Joel Embiid over 16.5 field goal attempts, Jalen Brunson over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists, Karl-Anthony Towns under 2.5 first quarter rebounds, Dylan Harper under 14.5 points and rebounds, and Victor Wembanyama over 18.5 field goal attempts. And in addition, the ticket that I put together is Joel Embiid over 16.5 field goal attempts, Dylan Harper under 14.5 points and rebounds, and Karl-Anthony Towns under 2.5 first quarter rebounds. That's the 5 picks I have for you today. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the Steel Picks for You channel. And good luck, everyone.